Hi. So, I've been reading your stuff, and I really believe you. It is about my relationship with my inner being, or I call it my inner Abraham. And
the expanded version of you.
And I have finally figured out that it's all about how I feel. So my question is, so if it's all about that and the work is to get myself in that good feeling place, which is, I understand I can even feel it many times, like my inner being is happy and joyful and easy and it's fun, it's playful, and then I read the book and it makes sense. The work is to find that place. So what I realize I came up with is, how do I make it not so much work to do that? I find that I'm very aware of my feelings now, so I know when I'm not there on a certain subject, but then that, I think, spits me out.
It's all about focus, isn't it?
Yes.
So, and law of attraction will help you, because if you have been beating the drum of something, so you have in giving your attention to it, you've activated a vibration. That vibration is attractive in nature. That outside the vortex vibration is attractive in nature too. So as you activate it within you, now law of attraction is causing you to think and have experience with more things like that. Mm-hmm. So the first thing we want to say is, let yourself off the hook by saying law of attraction is afoot here, and that's part of why I can't get this thought out of my head, because it's activated and it's attracting other thoughts like it. But then, as you make a little bit of effort to come into alignment with who you are, consciously coming into vibrational alignment with that broader part of you, once you do it consciously just a few times, it will kick you into a higher gear where it then becomes easier and easier and easier for you to find it. It is like, this is not a perfect analogy, but it's like whatever, how when you pick up a subject, it's like a stick with two ends on it. And whichever end you have most recently been giving attention to, that's what's most active within your vibration. So if you don't do anything with your ability to focus, if you just approach the subject and don't focus yourself differently, you're going to pick it up right where you left it, and it's easier to pick it up right where you left it than it is to move it. Mm-hmm. But after you've moved it and moved it and moved it, then it's easier to pick it up there and pick it up there and pick it up there. So what happens is, law of attraction begins to show you the ease of... A belief is just a thought you keep thinking, and don't you find it easier to keep believing what you believe than to change a belief? It's a habit of thought. Don't you find it easier to do anything that's habitual than to make a new decision? People talk about wanting to show yourself that you can do otherwise by deviating from the pattern of the way you drive to work every day. And people laugh because they find themselves on the same old trail. I meant to go the new way, but the old trail just sucked me in. Because your habit of thought is just easier to do that. You have to think. You have to think to deviate from the vibration that has been active. So that sounds silly, doesn't it? Well, you have to think. Well, a lot of what you're doing, you're not thinking deliberately. You're just thinking by default. You're thinking because the vibration's already there. Someone said, Abraham, it feels like my thoughts are thinking me. It doesn't feel like I'm thinking my thoughts.
Yep.
So what you're reaching for is focus. And what we're saying to you is, if you will do the work, and we agree that it does take effort, and you will focus yourself into the direction of your vortex, it gets easier and easier as you give that more airtime and that less airtime. It just gets easier.
Okay, so...
In fact, when we do a focus wheel, and we'll demonstrate some today, the hard part's getting on the wheel. Because you know what you don't want. which helps us to know what you do want, but what you don't want is more active. So the hard part's getting on the wheel. But after you get on the wheel, it's easier to stay on, and the longer you're on it, the easier it is to stay on, until you could go around the wheel for 2 or 3 hours if you had the time and willingness to do it once you get rolling.
Okay, that makes sense, because I love the focus wheel, and it is, I think, one of your best processes. And yet this morning, this was the subject that came up to me, which is really, to me, the ultimate subject. It's really me and my relationship with me, not with other people or other things. And that was the hardest one to get on the wheel. Everything else is simple. So I think...
Well, it's all about focus. So let's just shore that up. Now that we've had this conversation and you are in agreement and in vibrational alignment with it, so let's just stay here for a little bit and shore that up a little more. So these things, we're speaking for you. These things I know for sure. Law of attraction is a powerful law. The larger part of me is already experiencing the fullness of all that I'm reaching for. I have the ability to focus. I'm quite good at focusing. If I don't focus, it's not the end of the world. I can bring myself back into focus anytime that I want to. The more I focus upon what I want, the easier it becomes to focus upon what I want. Not only because law of attraction gives me more to think about that matches what I want, but in time, manifestation starts happening too. So now I'm not just thinking about it, I'm actually experiencing it. It just gets easier and easier. I'm very good at focusing. Focusing makes law of attraction my friend. Law of attraction has always been my friend, but law of attraction will show me where I last left my vibration. And there are some places where I last left my vibration that I didn't mean to leave it now that I'm thinking about it. So I'm really enjoying cleaning up my vibration and leaving my vibration in other places. And I can do it on subject after subject. And if it comes up several times today, many different subjects, but often they're all pointing at the same thing. So I can take any one of them. I can take a percentage of them. I could clean up 50% of them, or 10% of them, or even 5% of them. I could clean up 5% of the things in a day, and I would start shoring up my vibration. This is actually a pretty easy thing to do now that I know what I'm doing. It was only seemed difficult because I didn't know the law. I didn't know what I was reaching for. Now I know what I'm reaching for. Now I have criteria to measure it against. Now I'm not flying blind. Now I know exactly what I'm doing. Now my guidance system is always assisting me. And now that I know about my guidance system, and because I want to feel good, focusing is easy. So now you really know that, don't you?
I do.
We could stay longer. I'm a powerful, deliberate creator. I love being the creator of my experience. I love the contrast that helps me to focus. Even the stuff that I don't want is all pointing me toward what I do want. I can't fail. Everything in this entire system of creation is all pointed toward my expansion. And now I know that, I'm really on a roll here. I love thinking. I love focusing. I love exploring. I love contrast. I love shooting off rockets. I love recognizing that I'm not in sync with the rocket. I love feeling my proximity to the vortex, whether I'm in it or not. I love knowing I can get in anytime I want. I love it when the vortex spits me out because it just gives me an opportunity to get clear about getting back in. And anytime I'm not in the vortex, I'm just throwing more stuff in the vortex. I'm a focusing fool. I can't go wrong here. I can't go wrong. I've got my hands in the clay. I'm a creator. I've got my hands in the clay. I've never once wanted to get a big clump of clay and splat it down on the table and say, oh, that didn't turn out right. I really want to get my hands in the clay. And that's the way I get my hands in this creative clay. I can focus, and I like to focus. And I enjoy the results of my focus, whether it's in or out of the vortex, because it all serves me. We could go on.
No, I get it, and you're really good at that. But I can do it. I know I can now.
Well, what we're demonstrating, our point was not to demonstrate how good we are at it. Our point was to demonstrate that it gets easier and easier, and the longer you stay, the more you know it. In other words, you benefited just by hearing it. In other words, you're in the vortex as you hear us, and as we speak what we know while you're in the vortex, when you can hear, then it is your knowing too. Haven't you had the experience that you sit here in a gathering like this, and we get all tuned in, and you get tuned to who you are, and everything we say, you know?
Everything.
And then you leave and someone said, what was it about? And you say, it was good.
That's true.
Well, what did you learn? Well,
It's true. I mean, I never remember a thing you said when I walk out the door, but I agree with everything when you're saying it. So that's true.
Well, it's the same for Jerry and Esther. They walk down the hall and they say, "Oh, that was good. That was really good. What do you remember? Nothing. What do you remember? Nothing. It was just good."
That's what the tapes are for. But no, I appreciate it because I know the subject now that I need to focus on, and what you just said is keep your eye on the prize, not what you're feeling right now. It's like focus, use the feeling to just point me, go that way. So
let's just add another little shoring up. Focus is fun. Focus is fun. Focus is fun. Focus is fun. When you say I need to focus, it takes it in another way. Focus is fun. Focus is fun. Focus is fulfilling. Focus is fast. Focus is fun. Fun. Focus is really fun.
I actually love doing focus wheels. They are fun. So I'm going to call them my fun wheels now.
Fun, fast, fulfilling, focusing fools.
Thank you very much.
It's interesting, we watch you, and when you are thinking in the direction of who you are, your thoughts are life-giving and entertaining and fun. And when you are thinking thoughts in opposition to who you are, then it's hard work. So just notice over the next few days how often you feel like you want to escape from your thought. In other words, I don't want to think about that. And realize it was an out-of-the-vortex thought. And notice how often you want to continue the thought because it was in the vortex thought. Don't you find yourself sometimes involved in a conversation that you're really enjoying and you just want to keep going there? Pay attention to how the thought feels and notice that your true inclination is toward the good feeling thoughts. It really is. And that your feeling of wanting to stuff it or ignore it or divert from it. Watch your children. Jerry and Esther were watching a little girl in a restaurant and her parents were taking that opportunity to try to teach her how to behave in public. And Esther thought she was doing fine. Esther was really enjoying how much fun she was having. But when her parents began trying to discipline her, she retreated into her own mind and ignored them completely. She did not want to hear them scolding her. And it activated within them a determination to be heard. And they were just making the biggest fuss. Their fuss was much bigger than anything that was going on with her, as they were determined to wrestle her to the ground and gain control of her. And she was determined to ignore anything that didn't feel good. And it's sort of what's happened to so many of you. Those who have sought control over you have convinced you to sort of give up your control, but your natural inclination is to ignore insults, to ignore trouble, to ignore trauma. In other words, your natural impulse is to not wage a battle, because the younger you are, the more you remember you cannot win any battle you wage, because every battle against anything is a separation from your true power. When you're battling, it's always from a place of defensive insecurity, which means not alignment. And the little ones know that. Pay attention to them. Even your dog, when you scold him, what does he do? He looks away. He looks down. Looks back at you. And then he looks away. He doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to feel that from you.